Sarah says, wow. Oh, they'll be able to hear me down there, Annie. I'll be down there soon. Don't worry, I'm coming. Look, thank you for coming. But at the end of the day, there should be 10 million people here. Because what we're talking about is a total betrayal of democracy. And you saw that in relation to the asylum seeker issues last week in Canberra, that the Prime Minister of Australia now has no authority over her party, no authority over the Senate, no authority over the Parliament, and no authority over the electorate. In a democracy, such a person would have the decency to go to the people and let them decide. And yet, I heard the Foreign Minister of Qatar, one of the most recent imports into this ragged outfit that poses the government, say only about 10 days ago in relation to Syria. He said the problem in Syria is that you've got a government that's hanging on to power for its own sake.
Oh, really?
Democracy. We've got a government hanging on to power for its own sake. Mr. Carr, you're a member of such a government. What is sad about this is that we've got some outstanding people here, and you'll hear from them later, from the Federal Parliament. There are very, very good people who offer themselves in public service. There are very, very good people in the Federal Parliament. What this one person has done, ably assisted by Swan, who also lied before the last election, is to diminish the image of Parliament and politicians in the eyes of the public. And I think meetings like this today are such that we can reaffirm our faith in the process so long as we don't have people like Julia Gillard obstructing, perverting and prostituting democracy.
Here.
She is in office for a million and one reasons. Good on you for tooting the horn and make sure you vote these people out the next chance you get. But she is there on the basis of votes from Oakeshott and Windsor, two more contemptible exponents of the abuse of democracy in Lincoln. In Oakshott's electorate, only 13% of those who voted in the last election voted for the Labor Party. In Windsor's electorate, only 8% voted for the Labor Party. They had a mandate then to come to Canberra and represent the vote that they had been given. They came and betrayed the views of the electorate and put this woman in government.
Kick him out.
Go on compensating people today, and that's what they're seeking to do. It's not compensation, it's bribery. The whole notion, one of the things that I am disturbed about all politics at the moment is this, and I can understand this, is that create this circumstance. But look, let me say this is Alan Jones speaking. The notion of global warming is a hoax. This is witchcraft. There are stacks and stacks of eminent scientists all over the world who've argued it's witchcraft. I have interviewed every one of them on my program, and not one syllable they have uttered has been reproduced on any other media outlet anywhere in Australia. There is a conspiracy in this country to deny the other side. I'm not a denier of climate change. I am totally opposed to the notion. Common sense will tell you it's rubbish. 97% of all carbon dioxide occurs naturally. 97%. I'm breathing carbon dioxide at the moment. 3% around the world created by human beings. 3% of the rest of it we create next to nothing. We won't go into the detail of the figures. That's the reality. Apart from that, we've got children as a result of Julie Gillard and Wayne Swan, children in our classrooms being told that carbon dioxide is a pollutant. I mean, this is a scandalous piece of propaganda. Today we're told that all these companies who pollute, that's the word I just read in the Herald Sun, all the companies who pollute with carbon dioxide will be taxed. Carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. And here we are, along with this carbon tax, putting a stake through the heart of the nation's economic well-being. The source of our international economic advantage is the fact that we have cheap electricity produced by coal fire and created as a result of fire and coal. That is our advantage. Now what are we going to do? What are we going to do? On the one hand, we're going to tax the coal industry out of existence in this country, and on the other hand, boast about increasing exports of coal to China so they can produce cheap electricity, which is being denied to us. The hypocrisy everywhere is breathtaking. And as a result, now we've got a tax which will filter through to everyone. Let's not anyone imagine that this is not going to have an impact on batteries. I don't care how much so-called compensation, which is bribery. I don't care how much they bribe everyone. For example, you take the Westfield shopping plaza. Now Westfield are going to be saddled with this massive carbon dioxide tax. It's not a carbon tax at all. Carbon tax something you can see in the atmosphere over the carbon reef. We've lost any capacity or commitment to keep things clean. We have very, very clean energy in this country. This is carbon dioxide. So that's the first slide. Carbon dioxide tax. But the Westfield Corporation are going to have to pay this levy tax. As a result of the tax, they're going to have to pass that on to every shopkeeper in every Westfield shopping centre. So that means the poor bloke selling coffee, the poor bloke who's a hairdresser and giving people haircuts, the bloke who's selling shoes, the bloke who's selling sandwiches for lunch, he is going to have that passed on. All businesses are saying that today. They've got no way in which they can manage unless they pass it on. Now there will be some who won't pass the cost on. There will be some. And a stack of those are in manufacturing. Why? Because they can't, as it exists, compete with overseas manufactured imports. If they pass this on, they go out of business. If they don't pass it on, they go out of business. We're going to see massive consequences here for employment and for business in this country. Now the answer is, as Tony Abbott said over and over again, if this was such a great idea, why didn't she tell everyone about it before the election? If she thought it was such a fantastic initiative, which was going to take Australia...
Good on you, Jonesy!
Why didn't she tell people about it before the election? If, for example, the Malaysian deal for asylum seekers is such a fantastic idea, well, why doesn't the Greens, who are in alliance with the supporters? They're running around saying we want Tony Abbott to support something Malaysian solution. Well, if it's so fantastic, get them on, they're in alliance. Whenever you turn, I'm sorry, these are harsh words. We have a government complete with hypocrisy and dishonesty. It is an awful thing to say of anybody because they tell lies. But at every turn, we have a person running this country, I'm sorry, who is a palpable and unapologetic liar.
Here! Pinocchio! Pinocchio! Gillard!
This is now a legislative manifestation of that. The woman who said there would be no carbon tax under the government of Lee.
Liar!
You liar.
You liar!
I said, I didn't call it liar. I said to you worry that people are now saying you are you liar. Well, of course, I was vilified from one end of the country to the other and just stop lying since. Ever since I said that. But you see, what was happening, just understand the background of this. It was quite clear in the polling by the Labor Party in the 10 days before that last election that the carbon dioxide tax was becoming a big issue. It was quite clear that the perception existed in the electorate that this mob, supported by the Greens, would introduce a carbon tax. So, those people doing the polls, Julia Gillard said, we've got to now make a concerted effort in the last 10 days to turn this tide around, otherwise we're going to be hammered. And so both she and Swan, the leader and deputy leader of the Labor Party, the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, both said, she said there'll be no carbon tax under the government I lead, and Swan argued that it was just another Liberal manifestation, a lie that the Liberal Party was telling about the Labor Party. They both lied at the time. Now we've now got, in writing, in practice, the outward manifestation of the absolute rank dishonesty of the government. Forgetting the fact that Abbott said that this is just nothing but a great big new tax. That's what he said. Now it's proven that's all it is. Because it's now conceded it will do nothing to climate, it's got nothing to do with climate, it's got nothing to do with carbon dioxide emissions, it won't affect temperatures, all of that. You never hear anyone talk about global warming. You never hear the Labor Party talk about global warming, you never hear them talk about climate change. None of that, that's out the back door. They wanted their hands on the money. And just like the mining
Socialist
redistribution, they've spent it before they've got it. So that's another problem that we have to face today. So look, you ought to be congratulated. It's a wet day. I'm glad that you're here. Keep maintaining the argument out there. You've got honesty on your side. You've got right on your side.
Thank you, Alan. Election now.
We don't. We'll be here. We'll be up there in Lyons electorate. We'll be in Windsor's electorate. We'll be everywhere. But can there be anything wrong? At the end of the day, my final point, can there be something wrong with the people being given a say?
No!
There's something wrong.
Election now!
We're saying you've lost your authority on your party. You've lost your authority in the Senate. You've lost it in the Parliament. You've lost it in the electorate. Go out and find out what the people want.
Get rid of them!
If you're convinced of the rightness of your position, then go out and persuade the electorate to support you.
Hear, hear.
Because whenever the election is held, it'll be annihilation. This has become, the Labor Party in Australia, the once proud Labor Party, is becoming nothing other than a divisive cult. And it's a cult which ministers to a handful of people, and she is taking her party and the Greens to political annihilation. Thank you for coming.
Good on you, Jonesy.
Well, good luck in all
Good on you, Alan.
All the best.
Hey!
Great cheers!
Good on you, Jonesy.
I'd like to hand over to Stacey Maribella, please.
Good on you, Sophie.